All right, we made it up here to the top of the Green Monster, and I'm joined by Brian Shields, CIO of the Red Sox. Now, Brian, before we get started, I want to share a couple of fun facts about the Green Monster. So this is that giant green wall that's in left field, and it was put up as an owner put it up because there were so many fires here. He just said, forget it. We're just going to put a wall up. So it's become iconic.
It is iconic. It's the whole ballpark.
Well, one of the fun things that we like is that there's over 200,000 dents. Those are would-be home runs at other locations in this wall.
And I can't account for any of those. So even during batting practice. So that's a sad commentary.
Have you tried?
I've had a couple of batting practices.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, no, it's great.
Well, Brian, one of the things a lot of our customers and partners want to know, a year ago, we were dealing with COVID and you had empty stadiums, you had, everything was televised, but we didn't have anyone here. Now, fast forward to today, last night there was a game, there were fans. What's changed? What's different?
Yeah, so 2020 was despite the fact that we didn't have fans, was really a very, complex year. We did a lot of work behind the scenes to understand sort of like how to prepare for 2021. So we moved to complete digital ticketing. We moved to models where we have more, sensors and IoT devices. And obviously a big part of that is ensuring that we've got a network environment here, wireless environment that allows us to sort of scale and do the kind of things that we aspire to do here.
Yeah, one of the things you were saying is that, with the Red Sox being such an iconic, location, but everything about it, I'm sure the owners and the team leaders and whatnot were really kind of holding up getting into the digital side. You're talking about they wanted to keep the physical tickets. They wanted the memorabilia. How was that transition? What did you do to convince them?
Yeah, so, I think with COVID, COVID obviously was a great challenge for everybody, but it also introduced some opportunities. We aspired to move to digital ticketing. We wanted fans to be able to have a kind of a digital on-ramp, the ability to be able to, access new services and new capabilities, whether that was in the order of like mobile food ordering or new mobile apps or augmented reality or VR. All these type of things are all predicated on us having this sort of digital experience with our fans. And so COVID really kind of was an accelerant in some respects and allowing us to kind of get there.
That's the good out of COVID, right? You were able to accelerate a lot of technologies. So, you work with Extreme, you selected us as your partner and provider. Tell us why.
Yeah, so, we've been, you had Wi-Fi here at Fenway Park for some 6 years. It was a reasonably good experience. As you know, Wi-Fi 6 is a massive improvement over what we've had historically.
Sure.
Major League Baseball has a relationship where they, want us to be leading edge. We aspire to be leading edge. Our objective is to maintain what's best about Fenway Park and the charm and the nostalgic feel here, but really have sort of a world-class experience from a Wi-Fi perspective. So choosing Extreme Networks was kind of, we went through a very kind of extensive process of looking at a lot of different carriers and things. And overall, we chose it for, its product, performance, relationships that we've heard from. So we spent a lot of time with other franchises in sports. National Football League and the New England Patriots have had an amazingly good experience. And that meant a lot to us. Not all technology scales to do,
Sure.
600,000 square feet and 700 APs and these types of things. So we felt confident that we found a partner that could sort of deliver the services.
That's awesome. And you were talking about future-proofing as well on the technology front. So tell us a little more about that.
Yeah, that was as important as having sort of a solution that kind of met the needs of 2021. We really were looking for something that could give us the next, 5 years of growth. We're building it into our new music hall that'll launch, in the fall of next year. We're redeveloping this whole area. So our goal here really is to make this much more of a venue, more than just an amazing ballpark. And so as a result of all that, we really wanted a technology that could allow us to, really take advantage of sort of these digital assets that we're making available to fans, be able to kind of have some cellular offload, which would have been problematic in the past, allow us to be able to expand on things like IoT and other sort of new technologies and things like that. And so for us, not only were we looking for something that could sort of meet today's needs, but really kind of prepare us for the future. And really a big part of that is sort of, the cloud, to be able to have Cloud IQ and be able to kind of have analytics at our fingertips so that we can sort of understand fan behavior and performance and be able to kind of tune it when necessary.
Yeah, and you mentioned the offload. So the partnership here is with Verizon, right?
It is,
so
right.
The offload with Verizon and customers from Verizon are automatically on the Wi-Fi and onto the Verizon portion of the SSID.
That's right. We have Verizon 5G here,
Yep.
Which just launched.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and we have also we have Verizon 4G, which is a sort of vendor neutral DAS,
Yeah.
here in the ballpark. So it's important to us to be able to sort of service fans with whether social media or photo taking or any of the high volume, high demand sort of capabilities. We want to have sort of the underpinnings to make that sort of success.
One of the questions a lot of people have about 5G is 5G and Wi-Fi. How do they coexist, or their codependency? In fact, what we're seeing is a lot more dependency because of the speeds and the ability of 5G. The requirements of Wi-Fi go up. But tell us.
Yeah, we say it's complementary.
Yeah.
We think it's a great complementary technology. 5G coming along at the same time as the new, capabilities with Wi-Fi and our stream deployment here, we think is going to basically sort of allow us to be able to have the best of both worlds. Scale what we need to. We're also using it within the ballpark in certain parameters. So whether it's for concessions, because people forget it's not just, it's wonderful for fans, but you also have to kind of run the business of baseball.
Yeah, right.
And so the extreme environment there has been a major improvement for us. Out on the streets now, we're about 40% fully deployed at this stage. And but all of our gates, all of our turnstiles now operating off of the Extreme network. And we see almost no latency. We're doing mobile scanning where we historically had errors, but it all works relatively seamlessly. And so overall, it's been a big success for us.
And you're delivering that experience, the ticketless, touchless, and I believe concessions now.
Exactly.
Are
Right.
digital.
All new concession technology deployed last year, things like that. So we really used 2020 as an opportunity to sort of really overhaul the underpinnings of the environment here, the ballpark, and to really kind of enable us to kind of take advantage, knowing that this was sort of in our future for 2021.
Well, great. Brian, thank you so much for giving us some insight into your day-to-day operations and for being a customer of Extreme. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah, thank you for being such a great partner.